Subnautica 2, its fate no longer lost at sea.
Krafton GPT could not claim legal victory.
2 million sold in early access. That launch was in style.
Now the ocean is free, and Krafton's CEO is exiled. Yay! Yes, it has.
It has happened, guys. Subnautica 2, after everything, has released in early access, and it sold 2 million copies already. I can tell you something that's even better. Do you know what's better about this, honey?
Tell them what is better.
I've played it.
Woo! I want to play it.
But yes, as we said, they sold 2 million copies. It was in 12 hours. So it's pretty cool. Because the first day to sell 2 million copies of a game, that's crazy. And everybody's been playing it, and I've played it. I played about 12 hours. And so I'm going to give my opinion of it as much as we can. Again, because it is still in early access, and it's not finished. But I'm giving my opinion as someone who not only has played the original game and not only has played Below Zero, but has also played in the first game in early access as well as Below Zero. So playing this in early access, I have a couple things to say. I think that there are some good things and there are bad things. However, I want to make clear I'm going to try to avoid it, okay? But there may be some spoilers mentioned. So I'm going to try to avoid them. But if you're someone who wants to play it like genuinely, like, and doesn't want, again, I'm not going to try to spoil any of the story, but I'm just like making it clear that it's possible. And if I do, I apologize.
You have been warned. And the spoilers shall begin in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Basically, so the game starts in a unique way. As I said, I'm going to try to avoid spoilers. It's got the same kind of, oh no, an accident happens. Long story short, you're on this planet. It is not 4546b, which is the planet from the original Subnautica, is a different one. But you're there and you have to survive, and there's a bunch of stuff, and there's life pods and all that stuff. So it's got like the same kind of things. Let me give my impression. First off, the graphics have gotten a major upgrade, which is cool. The different things, like they have replacement for the sea glide, which is called the Wake Maker, which is on your arms, which allows you to be like Superman. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
And there's a bunch of things, like they've improved some things, they've added some things, obviously, because it's a different game. I will say one thing is that the one thing I have a problem with is it took me a little longer to get used to it, the controls, because the controls are a little different. But also, one thing I have a criticism of it is that I do not like what they're doing in regards to the beacon stuff that they have. Like the original game they had where the radio would give you beacons. This, they have like a robot that does it for you, which is fine. But like, if you find like one of these beacons first before you get the radio message about it, you never get the radio message. So again, it's early access, so keep that in mind. But like, it is something that, I have noticed. And it is something that has made it a little more difficult to progress, because if they come in a certain order, I'm sure it will get fixed. But there are things, otherwise, it easily clears Below Zero. I know Below Zero was a nightmare, at least for me. I know some people liked it, but for me, it was just so empty. And the original story that it had in early access was a lot better, in my opinion. But this one easily clears Below Zero early access. It has a lot of the things that makes Subnautica cool. The base building is 1,000 times better than the original game. I wasn't sold at first. I am now. It's really good. Again, there's a chunk of gameplay there, not a lot of it, but like.
What about the resource gathering?
Resource gathering is pretty okay. They have like scanners and stuff like that. There are ways to get.
Isn't there also a hammer now that doubles as an axe?
Yes, but from what I see, it doesn't actually inflict damage to creatures.
But the knife did.
Well, keep in mind that they've also mentioned that for this one, they do not want there to be anything, which I know people have gotten annoyed about, because they keep bringing back up. They originally made the game around the times of the Sandy Hook shooting, and they didn't want to have like shooting in the game. Look, we don't know what they're going to do. It's still early access, and people who are jumping and making like, there's a bunch of things we have to at least address these couple of things that people have been talking about. One is, first off, let's destroy one claim right off the bat. Oh my God, they uglified the avatars. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but if you are someone who thinks that this game made the avatars of women ugly or whatever, you have not played Subnautica. And I'm saying this because if you've played the original Subnautica, do me a favor. Go look up the original protagonist of Subnautica, Riley Robinson. If you look him up,
he is ugly as heck. And the game is all first person, so you don't really know that unless you actually see a picture of what he looks like. But it is a canon picture of the character you play as in the first Subnautica. He is ugly as hell.
And he's got like a mohawk, whatever. I'm not saying that doesn't mean they couldn't have made them better looking, but people who are saying, oh, it's DEI or, oh, it's this. It's not DEI.
Robinson is also olive skinned. It's not DEI. That's just how the characters are designed. They're more focused because I think they're more focused on the designs of the sea life than they are of the human life.
All I'm going to say is this, okay? You are absolutely allowed to like not like how the design is, but like don't pretend that it hasn't been a consistent thing for all the games. Like don't pretend that. Like it's not we just made it that way.
Yeah, no, the people who say that, Master is right, they have not played the first Subnautica, and it shows.
Yes. Now, let's add the other thing. There is a thing that you need to do at the beginning of the game. I forget what it's called. Like you need to agree to like an ELA thing. And people were very upset about it. And people were uninstalling the game because of it. At this point, I kind of feel that like that's a given for a lot of games. I'm not saying you have to like it, but like didn't care.
Especially if it's early access, there are of course going to be bugs. The whole point of early access is to smooth them out, right?
No, but ELA thing you had to click is a ULA thing you had to click at the beginning of the game is basically like allowing them to get some access to your data and stuff like that. But to keep in mind, it is early access. They need that data. Like, what do you want?
In order to improve the gameplay and fix bugs, they need to know what's happening when you play.
Yep. And aside from that, I think that's pretty good. I don't have any complaints, honestly. I said I think they can flesh out the system a little better and like showing the beacons and stuff like that. I think they could do a little better job. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I actually like it. And the transportation in the game is not the sea truck. Thank God.
The sea truck sucked.
The sea truck was so awful. I'm sorry. Whether you like Below Zero or not, sea truck is so bad.
Sea truck had such bad maneuverability and was just so pointless.
Yeah, but the best part of all this, to get back to kind of this, the best part of all of this is there's a time frame for they're going to do quality of life. They're going to do co-op centric stuff. You could play this game with your friend. But here's the coolest part, okay?
Mm-hmm. What is the coolest part?
The fact is that Krafton tried so hard, but they used their chat GPT so hard to try and think for them to get out of paying the $200 million payout. Guess what, guys?
What?
They've made enough money that they technically are owed the payout. Now, I don't know exactly what it was agreed to or how they agreed to it, but basically put it this way. Krafton tried to get out of it, and chances are they're going to have to pay something.
Well, didn't the court rule that they have to?
Yeah. The court ruling is they have. Well, the court ruling is they have to, but I don't know the exact details as to like exactly how much. But it seems like they're going to have to pay the payout. So again, keep in mind, imagine being Krafton, buying this property, making this promise, and then literally having this come up in court and getting ridiculed and mocked, and then they release it and prove you wrong.
It's glorious karma. I love karma.
Hey, Krafton, guess what? Looks like you're below sea level.
But
like the video, break the algorithm style, share with your crew. Escape life's hell, from spooky memes to advice obscure. Here's your dark solace with humor as a cure.